Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Right now at 11, freezing rain moving into the area, and it could make for a dangerous drive in the morning. The roads may be icy for anybody taking kids to school or headed to work early tomorrow.
We have a winter weather advisory right now. Let's get over to Paul as we get things started here at 11. Paul?
Yeah, hey, Devin, and we have that winter weather advisory that covers all of southeast Michigan, and that will expire either at 10 a.m. or at noon, depending upon how far south or north you are in the area. So let's get right to Storm Tracker 4, and you can see there's not a whole lot going on here in the area, but if we expand this map westward, you can see we're seeing an increase in the moisture here. And one thing I do want to mention is that, here, let's move this back just a little bit here. This, what you see here in Lenawee County, I just checked the airport there in Adrian. They are not reporting precipitation. I've discussed all day long how dry the air is overhead, and so some of this is evaporating before it gets to the ground. But believe me, we're going to saturate this atmosphere, and this stuff will move in. It will transition over to freezing rain. We could start as a little snow or sleet. And in fact, coming up in just a few minutes, I have a product that I'm going to show you that actually has greater detail on what's going to happen overnight. It actually separates the sleet from the freezing rain. We'll show you that in about 10-15 minutes. But right now, let's look at temperatures. You can see that as we move through the night, temperatures are going to be below freezing, but then as we get toward morning, near freezing to above freezing up to I-94, and then transitioning northward through the morning hours. So basically, what you need to know, this basically is starting now, and then we're going to see the heaviest precipitation from 2 to 7 a.m. and then the transition again from south to north with the above freezing temperatures. We'll talk more about this in greater detail in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Paul, with the accumulating ice overnight, wake up with the Local 4 News Today team. Brandon will track the latest conditions. Kim will have everything you need to know about the roads. They're getting started at 4:30 a.m.
Breaking news right now, a 17-year-old girl is killed after losing control and crashing into a garage in a Macomb County neighborhood.
Happened near 19 Mile and Romeo Plank in Clinton Township, and Tim Pamplin has the night cam there. Tim?
We are along 19 Mile Road here near Chippewa High School in Clinton Township. This is where the 17-year-old young lady was driving westbound in her silver Chevy Cruze. You see it right there. She got tangled up with another vehicle. Her vehicle went off-road through some fences into the garage there. She was pronounced dead here at the scene. DTE crews are on the scene. Some power lines got cut during the collision. They're making sure they're all safe. Eastbound 19 Mile is closed as police conduct their investigation. Chippewa High School is right there. Police aren't releasing the name of this victim just yet. They're going to wait till the young lady's school is apprised and they can get counselors in place for tomorrow. That is the scene right now along 19 Mile with the night cam. Tim Pamplin, Local 4.
All right, Tim. New clues tonight in a fire that killed a man and a teenager with autism.
Investigators think someone set this Pontiac home on fire in January, and they released new video with the hopes you can help them find that person responsible. Pamela Osborne is at the home near Baldwin and Montcalm with the update on this case.
Not only was that fire intentionally set, now investigators are saying the person who started it went so far as to deadbolt lock a door, an exit door on that second story, to make sure that no one made it out.
That's crazy.
The shadowy figure seen on surveillance video moving about inside of the St. Clair Street home where two people were killed, almost as haunting as that day.
It was a person in each window jumping out.
LaShin Herring says she still hears the screams and can't escape the image of people jumping for their lives.
Heartbroken. Just for the simple fact of how they was trapped in there.
They were more than trapped. Investigators say the person who set the fire also locked a second-story exit door with a deadbolt.
How could somebody do that to somebody? They don't have a heart.
A second piece of video recorded moments after the figure is first seen shows the flames as they start. This is what 8 people survived on January 17th. 5 were hurt jumping to safety. 2 others weren't so lucky. 59-year-old Jeff Donnelly died, and so did 19-year-old Brandon Andrews. Investigators say Andrews had autism. His stepfather urged him to jump, but he did not. A tragedy that did not have to happen. Police could really use your help identifying the person from that surveillance video. There's a $5,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest and conviction of the person who started this fire. In Pontiac, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
All right, Pam. A Local 4 update now. A plan to distribute money to the victims of the Oxford High School shooting has been finalized. It now includes more students and staff.
Hundreds of people are now eligible for a piece of the donation pool, which currently sits at around $2 million. In the original plan, anyone in the hallway where the shooting happened, 2 bathrooms and 1 classroom, were eligible for money. Well, the updated plan expands that to all classrooms and another bathroom along the hallway. The website to apply is expected to go up Monday, with money going out sometime in June. You can continue donating, though, through May.
We continue to see the stories of Ukrainians stepping up to fight off a Russian invasion. And tonight, a group of Michiganders uniquely qualified to help want to do their part. Mara McDonald live right now with how retired members of Michigan's National Guard are getting involved and how you can too. Mara?
Hi, Devin, including the former Adjutant General of the Michigan National Guard. Here is the goal: raise enough money to get equipment like body armor, helmets, and medical supplies in the hands of all those citizens turned soldiers. Let me show you. If it weren't for COVID, Michigan's National Guard would have troops training with the Latvian military. That long-standing partnership goes both ways. Our troops go there and they come here. Former Michigan National Guard Adjutant General Gregory Vadnais spent nearly 10 years in the region.
It came as no surprise to me, the tenacity, the response, how well the Ukrainians have done fighting Putin, based on my experience training and exercises and exchanges with the Latvians. I knew that they were absolutely going to put up a very stiff resistance.
Vadnais sits on the board of the nonprofit Oxford Foundation and is in the process of raising $1.5 million to send helmets, body armor, and medical kits to Ukrainian civilians in their civilian defense force. Needed equipment that isn't currently being addressed by other Western aid. Because this nonprofit is small, it's nimble, and overhead is non-existent.
We are trying to move out quickly, get that stuff together. We got direct comms. We are in contact on the ground with the Territorial Defense Force.
Back here live, they have a direct pipeline and they know how to move equipment out. They're in the process of making it work, and they've got the suppliers ready to go with everything, and now they're in the process of getting the money. If you are interested in helping out the former Adjutant General of the Michigan National Guard, all you've got to do is head on over to clickondetroit.com. We have info on how you can donate. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Which is great, because we know there's so many people wanting to find a way to help. All right, Mara. Some progress may have been made today in talks between Russia and Ukraine. It's hard to tell. A Russian official says the military will drastically reduce its presence in the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv. Russian troops are already losing ground there, though. Now, the two sides appear to be moving closer to perhaps even an in-person meeting between the presidents of Ukraine and Russia. Negotiators say Vladimir Putin would need to sign off on any potential compromise. Meanwhile, President Biden talked with top European allies today about sending more assistance to Ukraine.
A grandson is charged with murdering his grandmother in her Southfield apartment. Desjuan Mack is accused of shooting the 73-year-old to death at the Legacy Place Apartments last week. Police say he called 911 but originally gave conflicting information. The Mack family says they never saw this coming.
She never had disagreements and arguments with him or any of her grandchildren.
Police think an argument may have led to that shooting. A Pontiac teenager is denied bond in the shooting death of a 7-year-old girl. 17-year-old Jawan McDonald is charged as an adult and faces 10 felonies, including first-degree murder. McDonald is accused of being the getaway driver in the drive-by shooting that killed Araya Jackson 2 weeks ago. He is the third person charged in this case.
Tomorrow, prosecutors may wrap up their case in the trial for 4 men charged in the plot to kidnap Governor Whitmer. Today, they show the jury's social media posts referencing hanging public officials and attacking authorities. Prosecutors also presented guns and explosives found in the home of Barry Croft, who's accused of being the ringleader of the group. Defense attorneys say anyone can legally own those items, though. They claim that there wasn't an actual plan to kidnap the governor. They said the men were influenced, though, by undercover FBI agents and informants. When the prosecution finishes, then, of course, the defense will take over their part of the case.